Hello one and all, this is Jamie, the TLC Teaching and Learning Coach for Merton and Carshalton, part of the South Thames Colleges group. And we are, I say we, the Teaching and Learning Coaches and Mel Coleman, who's the Head of Quality, so TLA and CBD. We are posting these screencast videos just to help you understand how you can use different technologies, IoT, software, whatever that will help you in your classroom, or in the current situation we're in where we have the coronavirus flying around and closing things down, in the possible situation where the colleges are closed and you have to work from home or teach from home. We're going to be finding and researching lots of different ways that you can do this. I am actually currently in self-isolation, which is nearly as strange as talking to a computer screen, but there you go. Hopefully some of you are watching this. Right, so this is Quizizz. We're looking at Quizizz today. Now, Quizizz, in a nutshell, is a formative assessment tool that you can use in the classroom. You can use it during lessons, you can use it for a staff or a plenary, or you can also set homework from it. And this is what I want to focus on, is setting homework via Quizizz, and you can do this remotely if you have your students' emails or you've already signed your students up to Quizizz, because I've done some extensive training across Carshalton and Merton with Quizizz itself. This is the home screen. Now, when you obviously go to quizizz.com, you're going to sign up, and there you will have the option of selecting teacher or student. You are the teachers, so you select the teacher account and it will adjust the settings accordingly to make sure that you are the teacher. Therefore you can host games much like software such as Kahoot, but I prefer Quizizz. I think it has a lot more flexibility in generating reports and even options for the quizzes themselves. And it's free to use, it's free to sign up, and it's app based. Sorry, I just had to have some water. Right, so we are going to look at, once you've signed up, we're going to log in. I've got my details in there already, use my college email, and I've used my password, which I'm not going to tell you obviously, if you ask nicely maybe, but we'll log in and we'll see what it looks like when you log in. Now, this is your teacher's dashboard. You have this massive box here where you search quizzes. So I'm just going to search GCSE maths because I need to brush up on my maths, and I might want to do some quizzes later on in my spare time in self-isolation. So we hit enter and we have a drop down of all the quizzes available with GCSE maths in the title. Now, not all of these will be relevant. You can hover over a quiz, and if you just look to the right hand side here, it gives you an overview of the questions that are within that quiz. Just to remind you, these are all pre-made quizzes by teachers like yourself, available for the public. I say the public, the teaching public, or the public to use. So we'll scroll down because I know there's a good, so this one here, I've checked these ones already because I've delivered this training to the GCSE maths teams and functional skills maths teams at Merton and Carshalton. So we're going to click on this one here. This is the quiz itself with all the questions. There's 15 questions, and I'd say 15 is a good number. 10 to 15 is good, and this is a really good way of formative assessment, checking learning, etc. And I need to add that they can use this on their individual mobile devices, or you can host it as a group game where everyone gets involved. Plus side of the individual mobile devices is, of course, you get reports generated, which I'll show you on how certain learners are doing in certain questions, which gives you more focus on things to work on with them. So if you like the way the quiz is structured, then you don't have to touch it. If you want to change something, delete some questions, edit questions, the way that it's worded, you just click on the edit function and it creates a duplicate. So you're editing your own one, and you can obviously edit the text. So it's a 4-mark question. Let's just make it a 1,000-mark question, which is totally impossible, but just for a bit of fun. So you can save your new adjustment there, and then you exit, and then your 1,000-mark question is there. You want to finish editing it, and it's there. You can also create new questions up here, so you can create a new question within that quiz. Or what I like about this is you can teleport questions in from other quizzes with the same title. So it'll pick out GCSE, it'll pick out maths, it might pick out non-calculator and higher as well, just all of the ones that are available. And you can hover over, these are all different quizzes down here with the same title. You can just click on one and you might like the look of this. So when you click add, just make sure you look here at the bottom of the screen to see it dropping in, and that question drops directly into your quiz, so you've teleported that in. If you're happy with that, then you can finish the quiz. Yeah, we'll just save it as professional development. We'll just save it as that title there. I can share it with staff members who I've shared quizzes with before, but I don't want to do that. I want to skip that step. And my quiz now is ready to launch. Now there's options here that you can do, and it's very similar to Kahoot. You can play it live with your learners in class. You are the host. We always go for the classic for now, and it generates a game code. Now learners can either type in the browser joinmyquiz.com, or they could have the app already. I always recommend when I deliver the training that the teachers spend half an hour, if you have that time. I know time is tight whenever you're teaching. Half an hour to get them signed up to Quizizz with their email addresses, preferably college ones, and the app on their phone. It's just a lot quicker and it launches a lot quicker. But don't worry, they can type in joinmyquiz.com in their browser and the game code, which is just here. As they join your quiz, their names will pop up and you know who's in your class, and then you can click start to host the game. That's how you do it live. And then they'll play the game until everyone's finished, generate a report at the end, and it will give you a chance to review questions. We're not going to look at that right now. What I really want to look at is how you can set homework, because as I say, if things change and we are working from home, especially if you're, for example, teaching maths or GCSE maths, you can set a steady stream of these remotely to your learners. And you just simply do that by clicking on assign homework. Now here's your option. So you can set a deadline for the quiz. So you could set it for, I don't know, Friday or whatever. And you could say you want it completed by 9 AM on a Friday. On Fridays, they've got one day, 16 hours and 25 minutes from now to complete that quiz. Every time the learner completes the quiz, you should get an update sent through to you, and it will generate the report in relation to that learner, their performance in the quiz, and any areas they might want to work on, which is fantastic. I think it's a really good tool. You can also assign it to a class and create a class, which is in this option here. I'm not going to go into detail about that now, because we want to go into it with the view that you're actually going to have to maybe, start classes remotely tomorrow. So you're not going to have enough time for all the learners to add the email addresses in there. But they don't have to. When you've selected your date and your time for your homework, you just host the game, and it generates this code, unique code for that quiz, and the learner just needs to note that down, or you can make them aware of that code on Moodle, etc. Okay, I'm hoping this all makes sense. I've done this so many times, I'm hoping it's not going too quick. But also, as we've said, you can obviously message us for more detail. I can Skype, I can give you a ring, I can record you a personalised audio clip if you really like the sound of my voice. Not many people do. Yeah, you can invite people, so in this case students, with that number, and they type it in joinmyquiz.com, and hopefully they'll complete that by the deadline. And it gives them a chance to revise and recap anything you've done previously. We're not going to set homework unless any of you want homework. We'll leave that. But what we have here is what I wanted to show you. I've just come out of the quizzes and I'm in the report section. So these are some of the quizzes that I've run over just for training. Some of them for the purpose of showing how it works. Some of them I've actually gone into classes, which I can do with your classes, and launch quizzes in those classes just to make the teachers feel at ease with the use of it, and also the students can see how it works as well. So here's a health and safety level 1 quiz that we tried out. And you've got, in fact, this is actually with some of the construction motor vehicle teams, etc., for a CPD session. So we can see some answers that are wrong or right there. But I say there for the purpose of getting them wrong or right, not because they didn't know the answers, maybe, who knows. This gives a breakdown of the learners involved. You can look at the questions and how they were answered in percentage format. You get a general overview of how they performed on each question as well, by each individual learner name, and you can see you just work across the questions and the learner's name, okay? But also you can generate a report as well, where you go to this download button here. I'm hoping this works on my Mac. I'm not sure if it will, but we'll see. Should do. Let's have a look. If it doesn't, then I will post another video on generating reports. There you go, it has worked. So this is the health and safety report that's been generated via Quizizz, and it's a lot more detailed. You've got the questions, you've got the name of the person here, and you've got, in green would mean obviously if they've got it right or wrong. I'd say any red, you'd want them to review that and maybe add that to a separate quiz just for that learner. And it's easy to do. I could show you how to do that as well. But Thomas Hill, you've done fantastically. Look at that. Very good. Right, so we're going to come out of that. We're going to go back into Quizizz itself. So that's the report section. As I said, setting up classes is really straightforward if you have their emails, but we're not going to look at that right now. Collections is one thing that's really useful. You can have your very own collection for topic-based or vocational-based areas. So I've got brick, I've got construction, I've got business, I've got some ESOL. This is just all for teams really. Some maths, just for example, GCSE maths. And the way you do that is create collection. You can name it whatever you like. I'm going to name mine isolation. And I can make it public or private. We create that. So now somewhere in here we should have, I think it's in alphabetical order, we should have isolation as my collection, and now I can go to find a quiz. I don't want to send to my friends yet. I'll find a quiz and we can look at coronavirus in here, and because it's obviously so prevalent right now, everyone's talking about it, you can find hundreds on there. You have the save option here, and we just find our collection, which is called isolation. You click on it and it is added immediately. You can multi-add. You can see all my other collections here as well. So I can multi-add that quiz into my collection. Just to show you it works, we click done. We go back to my collections. We find the isolation quiz, and there it is inside there. So if you were going to work from home and you wanted to create collections that you wanted to set homework from, now's the time to start doing that. So quick recap, we'll go back to our dashboard. That's my profile. It's Games Master. Remember Games Master? Brilliant. You go to find a quiz here at the top here, or you can just go here, which is the larger box. Search the quizzes you want, store them, or you can create a collection, which I'd recommend. Add them all in there, and maybe slowly start setting homework dates, making your learners aware that if the college does close, you'll be setting tasks from Quizizz for them to use. So get them to download the app. Now, that was a brief overview of how to use Quizizz. I hope it was useful, and just remember that you can always just contact me for a more in-depth look at certain sections of Quizizz. But really and simply, you can search the quiz in this search box here, click on it, you can launch it live in class where they type in the code on their phone and play individually. You can launch it on the whiteboard itself as a group, and you can set homework from it and you will get reports generated, so you can hopefully track whether learners are getting involved. So there it is, Quizizz, quizizz.com. That is my overview. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's my first screencast I've ever done. I won't listen back to it because I'm already annoying myself with my voice, but I hope you're having a good week. I hope a lot of you are taking care of yourselves. Be safe, and we will be talking to you very soon. Thanks very much.